Originally announced as Project Eve, later rebranded, Stellar Blade came to be, the first console game made by developer Shift Up, mostly known for the mobile titles Destiny Child and Gods of Victory Nikke. This game had, I don't want to necessarily say controversy around it when it was announced and released, more people trying to use it for their own prop for random BS, but the game came to be, and it came out as a PS5 exclusive, with I believe also the CEO of the company even giving the other developers in the company like free PS5s just for being excited the game got revealed. So clearly there's a lot of passion and love being put into this game and a lot of hype from Shift Up themselves. The main premise is that in a post-apocalyptic Earth, you play as Eve who's on a mission to reclaim Earth from these monstrous creatures known as Natiba. And while most of your squad initially gets wiped out, you do meet two survivors by the name of Lily and Adam, so you do help to learn more about not only why Earth is like this, what led up to this, but also learn about what's currently going on Earth and everything. It does help that one of the characters, Adam, is someone who knows about Earth prior to post-apocalypse, so he does actually give some insight to help out Eve, because Eve knows jack all, and it is actually a point in the game that NPCs mention, why do the Eve units not know jack all? Why are they built to be stupid? Why is that actually a thing in the game? I love that. Even the NPCs question why have Eve units that don't know jack all.
Oh, looks like this used to be a library.
Are these boxes displayed on the wall storage devices?
Sort of. They can only store up to 1 megabyte of data.
What a waste of resources.
So the main gameplay is it being a third-person action game with an emphasis on parrying. You can block, but parrying is always the better option, especially since if you parry enough times or break an enemy's guard, you'll be able to do a brutal counterattack. Though I wish it did more damage on bosses because it should be a big rewarding thing, but it doesn't really do enough on bosses. But later you do also get more skills, like beta skills you can use, and burst skills, so there is more that opens up for you can do in the game. And there's also a lot of exploration, whether be just doing side quest stuff, finding little trinkets like cans, which not all cans are built equal. Sometimes you just get a can with a kicking machine. Other times you gotta put in a lot of effort to try and get one single can, but they are worth doing because you do get rewards for collecting all of them. So find those cans if you really want to, and also to do a side quest. Because some side quests you also give upgrades like the ability to double jump. So there's a lot you can really do and find in this game. Along with the combat, you also have stuff like platforming sections and puzzles you can do in the areas, so there's maybe a good enough variety of what you're doing in the game, not just combat 24/7. And there are also these two areas in the game where you actually can't use your sword, so they're all gun-based, and I like how the gun actually works in this game, though I wish that switching ammo was a bit more convenient, because it doesn't feel a bit awkward when it comes to switching ammo types, but it has a cool thing and a kind of variety, so I wish these two sections had two different bosses, kind of just repeat the same boss at the end for both of them, but it is a cool way of trying to pretty much diversify the gameplay and make things more unique and fresh, even if in this case it's limiting it so you can't use your sword, but because of that these sections have way more platforming, way more puzzles involved. So it's actually really cool how they handle trying to make sure the gameplay stays feeling fresh and not doing the one thing constantly. So when it comes to main gameplay exploration, basically it's broken up as some areas being this big, wide open area that you can actually fully explore to go do side quests, a lot of stuff. And there are some locations that are just basically way more streamlined and straightforward. Although, awkwardly in those straightforward kind of sections, there's no map you can actually use, so if you forget something and you need to go find something specific, it can make it a bit annoying in that sense. It also means you can potentially get turned around by accident, but I feel like those sections are still pretty cool. I just wish you could use the map for them, because I don't know why you get to say when a map is a thing for that. My biggest gripe to give for the game is the narrative. The narrative's not bad. It's fun. It's decent. It's the fact that it's generally not really anything you haven't really seen before kind of thing, so it doesn't really do anything really that crazy new. But my issue is actually with the character writing for Eve, Adam, and Lily specifically, because the NPCs and their side quest chains, they're pretty fine. They're pretty good. But the fact that I can't really say not much of a personality for these three for the most part. Like, Eve doesn't really say or do anything really specific to her. I can think of like 2 instances, and one's at the end of a side quest chain. I mean, there is one point where Eve does try to wax poetically, but I can't tell him to be taking her words as her being deep or her being stupid again, because what she says sounds incredibly dumb. So I wish there was more to Eve's personality and Lily and Adam. Like, Lily and Adam do get moments, but kind of comes out of nowhere when sometimes Lily says, "Oh, I learned this from Adam." When does that man ever talk like that at all? What are you talking about? Kind of thing. Like, there are big moments in Stellar Blade that I feel like they should have way more of an impact, considering how characters are reacting to the scenes. But they pretty much just have no impact, because a lot of those characters just didn't really have much going on for them or much of anything. Like, some of these things in the story mode feel like they want to have a certain feeling, but they're just nothing. Because it's like, I don't know this character, I barely know anything about this character. Why suddenly care this much about this character? It's kind of a weird part of the story that they want these big dramatic moments, but it doesn't earn them in the slightest. Like, the best way to describe my gripes with the game's story is that it feels like the writers think their story is way more clever than it actually is, and they also keep overly foreshadowing events and stuff in the game, like overly to an insane degree, and it's like you're not nearly as subtle or nearly, not really as major as you think it is. So that's like my main issue with the story. It's a fine story, but it's just the fact that it feels like it's supposed to be grander than it actually thinks it is. Also, another thing, which is kind of side topic, I don't get people claiming that Stellar Blade is somehow a ripoff or a copy of Nier Automata, through the fact that all the comparison is that they're both post-apocalyptic sci-fi games. That's about it. Like, their stories go in completely different directions than anything, and their combat isn't even the same at all, so I don't really get the comparison. Aside from, oh, Shift Up's the CEO and Yoko Taro are like pals. But aside from that, can't really think of anything else like comparison. If I were to have made this video earlier in this year, I'd actually have more issues with this game, but I don't, because Shift Up actually keeps updating the game, not just new content, but new fixes and stuff that I really had issue with. Like, before, you had to constantly spam the scam button in order to actually keep your compass up for still knowing what side quests are, but now you can just keep it up. Originally, you had to buy each ammo type to refill them one by one. Now you can just buy one pack. Before, you couldn't place markers on the minimap, which you really want to do because of the fact that there are some optional stuff you can find, like chests or chests that you can't open yet, so you can find the password, but you couldn't mark them on the map. But now, in the most recent update, you can mark them on the map, so you know where to go back once you have the passcode. Stuff like that is super cool, and I love the fact that devs are doing that. Granted, some of that stuff that should have been in the game day one, but better late than never. Shift clearly cares a lot about this game, and I appreciate the fact that they're constantly making new improvements for the game. And also the fact that you not only have a bunch of outfits to unlock for even this game, but if you play this game on New Game Plus and re-unlock the outfits, you actually get a palette swap of that outfit, so technically the amount of outfits in the game are technically double with that kind of sense. And speaking of New Game Plus, not only is it done to unlock hard mode, but you actually unlock more powerful versions of your beta skills in hard mode to pretty much match with that new difficulty. So I actually really like how hard mode's handled and New Game Plus is handled, and there are also upgrades you can find for each keeper health, beta charge, etc. But if you get it again, New Game Plus, the same locations will respawn the upgrades, so if you basically couldn't find them all in one playthrough, you can go to the same spots you did in the first playthrough again on New Game Plus and get those again, so it makes it easier to even do that. I just really like how New Game Plus is generally handled. I just wish it was easier to skip the cutscenes, some of the cutscenes you can't skip in the game, so you gotta get back to the action for New Game Plus, but just really like how that's pretty much handled with New Game Plus, with you get new skills, you get them easier to pretty much make even more powerful, you get freaking new abilities, stuff like that. It's just very cool. You get new palette swap for the outfits and New Game Plus. You fill the same freaking requirements. And some of the more tedious side quests, like getting the cans or doing the whole fishing side quest, how long it takes, those things keep your progress despite being a New Game Plus, so you can just immediately skip to those end rewards as well. Which is, I really like how they thought about that the two longest side quest chains can just be done with immediately, just like that. Thank you. Want any more reasons to think this game's cool? There's multiple endings, and those endings also have different boss fights. I wish that one of those endings boss fights was better, mostly because it's just the other ending's boss fight is just way better for like a climatic finish than this other ending, but that's another thing you can do. There's also multiple endings, so there's more replay value. There's just a lot of cool things in this game, on top of the fact of how they had a New Game Plus, on top of the fact that you're still getting updates. Like, at the time of this video, when the next update is going to include photo mode, and the fan base, from what I've seen, loves digital photography. They love the digital photography in this game, taking pictures, finding a way to take unique, cool-looking pictures in this game. So I know they're going to explode once photo mode comes out, and it's going to be the Nier Automata collab. I think months ago they announced the Nikke collab, which still hasn't been mentioned again, but there's just so much to this game. It's just a super cool game, and it does kind of suck that people right now just use it as a prop for whatever nonsense, stupid stuff they want to use it for. Right now, just talk about, hey, Stellar Blade is a cool game. Look, freaking Astrobot's gonna update soon to add Eve, Stellar Blade into it. Just lots of cool stuff, and I'm glad this game exists. I'm glad that it's doing great for Shift Up. Trying to think of making a PC port. That's cool. More people get to even play this game. That will be awesome. They recently released the OST, and the OST is game a banger. There's just lots of good things to say about Stellar Blade, and the fact that they keep improving the game, adding more content is super awesome. You know, the summer update was supposed to be a time thing, and now they just made it into a setting in the menu. Now it's just something you can just pick whenever you want to have to happen. That is also very cool. They really listen to the fan feedback of this game, and that's something you love to hear from developers. Also added a boss rush mode, in which you can tackle it with a minimalist Eve, the Eve from your current save file, or a fully unlocked Eve, and you can do a hard mode challenge version of this. You want to have more fun with this, even beat your record, beat dev records, you unlock a new outfit for beating all the bosses in this game. With this mode, the only downside is it basically requires you to get the 2 final bosses of this game, so you have to do 2 runs of the game in order to unlock all the bosses for a challenge mode in order to get the end reward. But hey, the boss fights are dope, so you get to fight them again whenever you want. Limit yourself, go all out, do whatever you want in this mode. That is, once again, super cool about this game. One other complaint I can have right now is the UI in this game is minuscule, like very minuscule. Like, you can increase the subtitle sizes and add backgrounds, but even then, the UI in the main menu is just very tiny, and there's some UI that generally appears like when you're trying to interact with something you can't interact with, and that one is like minuscule size text. I don't know who that text is meant to be read for, but it's just, that's another issue. I wish they'd get fixed. I hope they improve that since they're listening to fan feedback. Please, bigger text for the UI. I would love that a lot. I haven't made a video talking about freaking text and UI in games, so you watch that if you want, look in the description, but that's just another thing I wish they could do. But Stellar Blade is just an awesome game, and they keep making it better and better. So that's what people were focusing on, hey, this is a cool game, cool fun game, love the parry system, love the gameplay, boss fights are the highlight of this game, great, exploration, still super cool, platforming, fun, although double jumping and dashing in the air kind of shatters the game's platforming a bit with how easy it is to maneuver, but hey, it also makes it more fun to traverse. There's just lots to do. Very good game, very good first contemplates from Shift Up, all just good, just great.